Hey guys, so I made this cool animation here. It's basically two cubes sort of tilted and then they're rotating in the same way, two meshes. Let's see. Um, Really, the only difference between the two is the initial rotation. One is at 0.78, which is 45 degrees, and the other is at 0 along the x-axis. And then let's see, if we go to animation, they're both marked as animated, and I believe they're rotating along the y-axis. Yeah. So if I pause it, it's pretty cool. It's kind of like a gear. Um, It'd be really neat in the future to merge them, be able to combine them into one mesh. But anyways, so yesterday I had talked about creating a dictionary. Um, Basically, this is the TypeScript. I just did that right afterwards. The TypeScript to create that dictionary is it's going to be a key, which is a number, and then which is the ID of the mesh, and then the form group and the subscription. Now, this is exactly the same thing I want to use in the for lights next. So it kind of makes sense to make this a shared component, but the thing is a shared interface, but I don't think I have anything that would be shared at this point. Now, typically, quite often you'll see kind of shared things kind of often it'll be like in an interface name like common will be something, and that's a really good one. Sometimes you'll see stuff like that in something called utilities, which I was thinking is probably very confused, could possibly be very confusing to anyone who's uh, like not from the United States, because I don't know, like, I know that a large portion of the people who watch this are from India. I don't know if they have what we call my first okay, so utilities is spelled Utilities. So like just first of all, the pronunciation is weird, right? Because you it's weird that we the very first letter is y u, and we don't, it's not y-o-u, but we call it u, like that's a hard letter. And then till is the I is kind of like not hard, and then li, till, a li, and t's, and you could definitely see this being pronounced as like ultilites, c's. There's just all kinds of pronunciations. But here in the States, at least when I was a kid, and I think it's still this way, um, most buildings and organizations had something that you'd call like a utilities closet, and that's usually someplace where they just kind of keep things that aren't sort of um, part of the business. So they're just kind of a common thing that you have to use, but um, they're not part of the business. So like at a school, they might, a lot of them will have like cleaning supplies in there, but like at a school, you might have like a saw in there, and wrenches in there. But like an auto shop may have, since wrenches are sort of their main business, they might have like, um, they might not, they wouldn't have any wrenches in there, but they would still have cleaning stuff, and they might even have some books or something in there. It's just like, it's a very complex concept, and I could see how somebody out from outside the United States might get confused by that word utilities. Um, that's what I was thinking I was going to call this, like a utilities um, interface, but I think common is better and a lot more typical. Um, anytime I create anything, even with something as simple as this, because it is going to be just by one thing, I'm going to call this utility interface, and they're often uh, um, they are often shortened to util. Um, so which is kind of weird. interfaces. I think I call it interfaces, right? Yeah, camera interfaces, yeah, and then utilities. So this is just where I want to put everything that's, well, I did say I was going to go with common. Yeah, I'm just going to call it common. I think that makes more sense. Okay, and so then I'm just going to call it npm run util. So I'm going to call it. I'm just going to, since I already have it, I'm just going to say it's util int. So what I'm hoping to see is this common interface show up, yeah, right in here. And so basically this is our form. I guess it's a form lookup. Let's see how we did something like this. So these are types, these are interfaces. Let's see if there's any small interfaces anywhere. Here's a nice small interface. So and this one is going to be called form LU. LU is short for lookup interface, and basically it is, let's go back to our mesh component and just copy this. And then replace these with that. And we're going to have to import form group and subscription. Yeah, and form group comes from Angular forms and subscription comes from RxJS. So that is that, and then so that's form lookup interface. So we'll go back to our mesh component and then now it doesn't know where that is. Hopefully there's a blue one over here. Yep, there is. So now we have the ability to add our forms and dictionaries. So what time are we at? 8 minutes. Okay, maybe I can get a little farther. So basically right now okay. So I did that right after, and I actually added the form data dictionary. So yeah, I did not do this on camera last time. I apologize. I hate it when people do that. Yeah, so inside this function here, add mesh, I have updated the form dictionary. So now in our mesh component, everywhere where we use the, what am I looking for? I am looking for, yeah, see this mesh form. Everywhere where we use that mesh form, so there's 25 of them, we want to replace that with form data dictionary, and then we're using the mesh.id and then the form. And so now there's 24 of them. Now there's 23 of them. I could do a replace all. You know, I would say 1 out of 10 times that I do replace all, something goes wrong, and I find it to be so complex that it's worth just manually seeing every one of them to avoid that error. because it just doesn't take very long to find and replace them, and just kind of make sure that visually make sure that they're all right. So now basically I just want to see that I can still add a form and edit it. Yeah, so that's still working. So that's good. So next, let's see. It would be, the next thing would be to handle the subscriptions. So we add the subscriptions here. So on destroy, we can actually get, so right now I have this subs for each, unsubscribe, which I still think makes sense because those might not be the only subs. We just, wherever we add those, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this. And then, yeah, 11 minutes. Okay, I'm not thrilled with that amount of time, but what we can do is we can say this dot form data dictionary. I believe we can say object. That's how we do this. Dot keys. Dot for each. So basically, we're going to loop through every one of them, and we pass this a record or the key, which I believe is an. What am I doing wrong here? Key is declared. Oh, which I believe is a number. Pretty sure it's a number. And then we're just going to do a console.log. And then key. Just kind of just a reality check, just make sure this stuff works. Shift I, and then add the mesh, and then, oh, actually, we never actually delete this stuff. So, let's see, how do we validate this? See, this is where unit tests come in handy. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to loop over it in the add mesh. So every time we add one, I just want to make sure that we're getting the keys whenever that code is actually doing what I expected. Cannot, okay, yeah, because it's undefined. And that's because we haven't added anything to it yet. Well, it is something though, object. What am I doing wrong? So this will launch the debugger when you get there. So let's see, debugger. Okay, that is not how you do that. Okay, maybe let's go to the console and do it. Okay, is it object? Oh my goodness. Object dot keys. Yeah. And then dot form data dict. Oh, tab. And then dot. Okay, fine. JS get object.keys. So this will get me all the keys. And this dot. Form data dict. Okay, yeah, so it's just an empty string. Okay, so that's how we want to do this. Let me copy that. Go back here. Get rid of our debugger. What is the problem now? Boy, I guess I'm tired. For each. Okay, I don't know what I was doing wrong before. Oh, it'll be interesting when I watch the video to see what in the world I did. So let's go ahead and run that. It should reload itself. Okay, so the first time we shouldn't see anything. Oh. Is this 414? Okay, yeah, that's a different console log. Okay. And now the second time I add a mesh. Although, oh yeah, because there was no, yeah, okay, so 13 was the number, the ID of that last one. Yep, ID of 13. And so now we got a new mesh. So I'm guessing this is an ID of 14. Yep, ID of 14. So when I run it again, I should see a 13 and a 14. Okay, yeah. So now I just want to double click, check. Probably should have done this to begin with. Okay, it's going to be this. So basically, I just want to see this dot form dict, and then put that in parentheses. So that is going to form dict. Plus he has an any. So this is a TypeScript issue, and it's upset. Oh, because I didn't declare this number, or I didn't define it, which that. Okay, so it's saying that this is a string, which is not right. And then, so const key value equals key as number. It's either. Oh, so it wants the unknown. Okay. As unknown as number, which is pretty lame that we have to do that, because it's definitely it's definitely a number, right? I think. So let's see. We will test that theory. Add mesh. Yep. See, so that is right. So add mesh, and we'll have two of them. Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know what this thing is going bonkers about, but it's definitely, that is not a string. Wonder if it's not complaining about that. So anyways, now in here, basically, we're going to unsubscribe from the dictionary. Pretty much tested it. Now, in this application as is right now, we never destroy the unsubscribe. We never destroy these, so this event never actually happens. But you know, it's good practice to, just in case, if as the application grows, if we start destroying this component, will be set. So this subs really isn't necessary anymore, but we have that. Let's see. We do have a subs array. There's nothing in it though. If we do add any more subscriptions, that's how that'll get taken care of. And then this, it goes through the form dictionary, and then the forms are taken. So theoretically, I probably should not. I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to go to mesh interface, and theoretically at this point, we can just delete these two without any problems. Oh no. Let's see. Mesh item. Oh. Okay. So that actually is great. Oh, and then we use it. Okay, so we cannot. So we have more work to do, and I've probably already gone way over time. So I'm going to put that back, and next time we will address these other issues. 22 minutes. Dang, darn it. Happy coding, everybody. Bye.